Hi, my name is Matt Kunz, and I'm the author of a book called Triumph, An Athlete's Guide to Winning on and Off the Field. Now, the reason why I wrote this book was to help athletes understand how they can handle and manage their short athletic career, as well as parents understanding these things and coaches who are responsible for these athletes. But before we get into that, you need to understand a little bit about myself. First of all, my father had a great athletic career. He was a national championship offensive player at University of Notre Dame, wound up being a team captain, All-American and academic All-American, and he was a number 2 draft pick in the NFL, where he went to 8 Pro Bowls, was 7 times All-Pro, and twice was the offensive lineman of the NFL, as voted on by the NFL offensive line coaches. Not only that, he should be in the NFL Hall of Fame, and we have players like Mike Ditka and Dave Casper and a few others that are actually helping get my father in the Hall of Fame. But I'm not nearly as big as my dad was. In fact, I'm barely 6 feet tall. But I wound up being an offensive guard and defensive end at Bishop Gorman High School, who currently is ranked number 1 in the country. And we weren't nearly that good when I was there, but it helps me still wound up being a walk-on at the University of Notre Dame, where I played for a guy named Lou Holtz, and assistant coaches Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong and Bob Davey and Dave Roberts and John Fabris and Kirk Dahl and many others were there as well. But that experience was great because it helped me understand that using the technique my father taught me, that I could still wind up playing above and beyond what anybody thought possible. I wound up being second string at inside linebacker my senior year, also played a lot of special teams, traveled a lot, and was a key block for Alan Rossum's 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in 1997. However, there's more to the game than just that. And I wound up, after being there and going in the business world, wound up coaching kids in football at the youth and high school level. And I had my own business where I did private football instruction for kids and ran football camps and learned a ton doing that. First of all, I had kids that came to me who were their coaches as well, as like they did me, were told that they couldn't play or weren't any good, and wound up coming to me, and through the methodology that I created and developed, helped these kids achieve recognition and athletic accomplishments beyond what anybody thought they could. For example, I had the only 7th grader that started for his 8th grade team. I had a kid that was 5'10", thought he'd never play 5A football at Milton High School, and wound up becoming the defensive player of the year for his team. I had a kid that came to me, thought he'd never play football before, wound up starting the year at quarterback, and that same kid was transitioned to tight end, where he caught the game-winning pass for his championship team. Had another kid as well that came to me, undersized, thought he'd never play offensive line at his high school, and wound up starting at Northview High School. I also was asked to help the kids at Chattahoochee High School, where as 8th graders, they lost every game by 40 points a game. As freshmen, we turned it around. We didn't win many games, but we lost by very small margins. And then as seniors, Terry Crowder, who was the head coach at Chattahoochee, helped them win the 4A state championship. These are all experiences that happened because of a methodology. And when I got done coaching, not a week went by when people weren't asking me for athletic advice. And thus, I wrote this book, Triumph, An Athlete's Guide to Winning on and Off the Field. Now, it's got endorsements by many players, as well as forwards from 2 national championship college head coaches, both Lou Holtz and Ara Parseghian. But here's the thing. As an athlete, what you'll get out of this is 3 things. First, you'll understand how to think on the field in the most pressure-packed situation. It's a very simple process, but it helps you understand what's important while you're on the field. Secondly, though, it'll help you manage what goes on off the field. Parents love this. Coaches who get it understand this, because what goes off the field is just as important as what happens on the field. Finally, it helps athletes build a team around their athletic career so they have the best chance at success. The athletic careers that most kids have isn't very long. I'm talking age 6 to 18 at best. So there's a very short window to get it right. You'll want to get Triumph, An Athlete's Guide to Winning on and Off the Field, to make sure you have the best chance to get it right. Some high schools that have read this actually changed their entire recruiting structure because of the chapter on recruiting. Other high school teams have looked at it and realized that, it's the intangibles that make the difference. You want to look at Triumph, An Athlete's Guide to Winning on and Off the Field. Find me on Twitter at MATTKUNZ59. You can also find my blog at wordpress.com/MattKunz59. And I look forward to hearing from you. Reach out to me when you get a chance. Take a look at Triumph on Amazon, and I'll be glad to help you any way I can. This is Matt Kunz, and I am glad to help you play with confidence.